All right. Hope y'all are having a great day. Hope remote learning continues to go well for you. If you ever have any issues, please reach out. We're always here. So, section 10.4, inscribed angles. Here we go. All right, so we found measures of interior angles of polygons. Okay, we've done that before. So we did that with squares, pentagons, hexagons, if you guys remember that from first semester. Now we're going to find inscribed angles measures, and then the measures of angles of inscribed polygons, so a shape that's drawn inside of a circle. Okay, so here's an inscribed angle. Okay, it has a vertex on the edge of the circle. So here's our vertex right there. R is the vertex. And the sides are chords. I'll highlight those. Okay, and that is an inscribed angle. There are three different types of inscribed angles. Okay, one inscribed angle goes through has a diameter as one of the parts of the angle, one of the rays. Okay, so one is in the center, goes through the center is the diameter. Another one is when the center is inside the angle. So here's the angle, the center is inside the angle. The other one is when the center is outside the angle. So three different kinds. We'll probably be working with all three kinds today just to give you a little view of what's going on. Here's our theorem. Okay, the measure of angle 1, which I'm going to do this. Here's my angle. The measure of angle 1 is half the measure of the arc. Here's my arc. So if that arc was, let's say that arc was 100, okay, my angle would be 50. So I should take 100 divided by 2, and that's the angle. Okay, if I said that the angle was, let's say 60, and I said find the arc, you take 60, multiply by 2, and you find it to be 120. Okay, so let's do some examples. Okay, once again, there's some transferring issue here with this PowerPoint. Okay, what it's saying is find the measure of arc CF. Okay, so I'm trying to find this arc right here. Well, what really helps me is if I look at the angle that corresponds to that arc, which is right there, which is 40. So I know that 40 is the inscribed angle, and I know that if I multiply 40 by 2, I get the arc, and that will equal 80. Sorry, my writing's not great. Okay, now it says find angle C. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, of course it undid that. What I'm going to do is now I'm going to outline angle C. Well, I got a straight line there. Need a little more practice here. I need to find angle C. And then I look at the arc that it corresponds to. I'll highlight it. Corresponds to that arc right there, which is in between the rays of the angle, which is 98. So all I do is I take half of 98, and I find the measure of C, which is 49 degrees. Okay, so we're just either multiplying by 2 or dividing by 2. Okay, pretty simple. Here's another one we can do. I think this is supposed to be S here. We'll just say that this is S. Okay, let's find the measure of R. Well, the measure of, let's cheat and look at my other PowerPoint here because I'm kind of tired of it not transferring. All right, sorry to be sidetracked here, but we're all continuing to learn as you guys. Oh, that's going to be arc RU. ST is 94. All right, let's go back. This is the measure of arc ST, and this is going to be RU, okay? Hopefully you guys fast forwarded that. That's the beauty of this whole thing. Because I'm not going to take the time to edit all this. Okay. So we know that ST is 94. We know that the measure of angle S, I'm going to zoom in here, the measure of angle S is 41. I'm going to write that right there. Okay, let's find the measure of angle R. Okay, I'm going to change my color here. Find the measure of R. And we look at the arc that it corresponds to is right here, which is 94. So I just take 94 divided by 2, and I'm going to get 47. Let's find angle U. Well, guess what? Angle U corresponds to the same arc. So that means angle U will also be 47. Okay, now we're going to go the other way. And it says find arc RU. Well, what angle does that correspond to? That corresponds to angle S, which is 41. So I'm going to take my 41 times 2, and this will equal 82. What I'm also going to find, which is going to lead us to our next theorem, is that if I know that RU is now 82, then this angle here is 82 divided by 2, which is 41. 41, angle T. Okay, which is going to lead us to our next theorem, which basically says if two angles intersect the same arc, then those two angles are congruent. Which is what this theorem says right here. Which I'm not going to repeat again. If you want to rewind, go ahead. All right, here we go. So how do we find that now based on those are congruent? Well, I'm going to mark my picture. And I'm going to zoom in here. I know that I'm going to write even smaller here. I'm going to try this. I know that this angle and this angle are congruent. Why? Because they both intersect this arc. I know that this angle and this angle are congruent. Why are those two angles congruent? Well, they intersect this arc. So now we can solve. It says find the measure of angle U. Well, U and V are congruent. Easiest answer in the world. U is going to be 30. Oh, my zeros are awful. 30. Since V is 30, U is 30. All right? Now I know that T and W are congruent. So I just do algebra. 3x plus 4 equals 2x plus 9. Subtract 2x. Subtract 2x. X plus 4 equals 9. Subtract 4. Subtract 4. X equals 5. Did it say to find x? No, it says find the measure of angle T. So I take my 5, plug it back in for x. Either one of those two places, if I plug it back in and do the math, I'm going to get 19. And that is it. Okay? As long as you know they're congruent, you're good to go. All right, let's do another one here. Let's mark our picture. Zoom in. Okay, I know that anything intersecting this arc is congruent. So W and X are congruent. And then I know that Z and Y are congruent because they intersect with WX. Let's see what they're asking for. Let's find W. Easy. Same as X. It's 22. Excuse me. Measure of angle Y. Well, 3x minus 23 is congruent to 2x plus 2. Subtract 2x. Subtract 2x. X minus 23 equals 2 plus 25 plus 25. X equals 27. Remember, that's X. We want to find the measure of the angle. I'm going to plug it back in. This one's easier for me to do in my head, but you can use a calculator if you want. 2 times 27 is 54 plus 2. Y will equal 56. Those are my answers. All right, moving on. Okay, now I have a quadrilateral inscribed in the circle, and this is going to lead us to our next theorem. So let's mark our picture here. Which again, I have to look back on what these numbers are. So let's look back to my other one. And that one's going to be right here. Nope. It's going to be right here. Okay, KL is 81, KN is 105, MN is 92. So at 81, 105, and 92. So KL was 81. I'm just going to write them here. This was 81. This was 105. I think that's right. KN. Yes, and MN is 92. Which I'm going to zoom in. 92. Okay. And we're going to find these three measurements. We're going to find the measure of angle M, we're going to find L, and we're going to find K. All right. So let's find angle M. I'm going to highlight it. Okay, there's N. It corresponds to this arc here. To find the entire arc, I have to do 105 plus 81. 105 plus 81 equals 186. And then to find M, I have to divide that by 2, cut it in half like we learned earlier, and I will get 93. All right, so angle M is 93. Let's find angle L. To find angle L, once again, I'm going to highlight it like so. And here's my arc that goes with it. 105 plus 92 equals 197. I'm going to divide by 2. Yes, it will be a decimal. And I am going to get 98.5. Okay. Last but not least, we're going to find angle K. Now, here's where you have to do 2 steps. I'm going to find angle K. But check this out. I don't know this. What do all the arcs add up to in a circle? They add up to 360. Okay, that's one way you can do it. The other way is you can find all the angles. So we already know 93. We already know 98.5. You could do it that way too. But this is going to be the easiest way. So you're going to use 360 minus 81 minus 92 minus 105. Zoom in. Or we can do 360 minus, and I add all those up, 173. If I add up 81 plus 92 plus 105, I get 278. And I subtract that, I'm going to get 82. So if x equals now 82, so highlight that. 82 plus 92 is, I'm going to erase this down here. Sorry, guys. 82 plus 92 is 174. 174 over 2 is 87. Okay? Hopefully you guys followed that. If not, hey, rewind. See if you can catch it again. So that's going to lead us to our theorem. Is that if you add 93, which is angle M, and 87, which is angle K, and you add those two angles up, 93 plus 87, you are going to get 180. So that's our next theorem, is that the opposite corners of the quadrilateral inside of a circle are supplementary. They add up to 180. That's what this says right here. Okay, so real quick, we've got 1, 2, 3 quick examples here. Okay, opposite angles. So Z is going to go with X. So I do 180 minus 60, and I get 120 for X. 120. We'll use a different color. W and Y are opposite. 180 minus 95 equals 85. And those are my 4 angles. Okay, pretty simple stuff you've done with triangles before. Now we're just, and quadrilaterals really, now we're just using it in a circle. Okay, same idea here. I'm going to take Q and I'm going to take S. Those add up to 180. So it says find the angles, not just X. So 2X plus 110 equals 180 minus 110. 2X equals 70. X equals 35. Plug it back in. 35 times 2 is 70. Okay, I'm going to erase that. And I'm now going to do P and R. 3x plus 75 equals 180 minus 75 minus 75. 3x equals 105. Divide by 3. X equals 35. Which, if some of you are paying attention carefully, I already found X. So you only really had to do one of these. I'm just showing you they both came out the same. Okay? This will equal 10. No. This will equal... Hold on a second. This should equal 110. But 35 times 3 is not 110. No, never mind. I'm wrong. This is 105. 5. So if you add up all 4 of them, you'll get 360. Sorry for that mistake. Okay, moving on. Okay, so we know that the opposites are going to add up to 180. I'm just going to do one of these just to show it to you. X plus 18 plus 2x equals 180. 3x plus 18 equals 180. Subtract 18. 3x equals 162. Divide both sides by 3. X will equal 54. So to find angle W, I do 54 plus 18. W is 54 plus 18, 72. So that's how I find W. And then to do Y, I would add those two up. I'll just set it up for you. Okay. 3y minus 7 plus 3y plus 1 equals 180. And solve for y, and then plug it back in. And that is all we have. Hope you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.